Good evening, fuckers. We are back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video, and this one comes from Nicky Boom 75, and yes, based on his request, this is a route that he knows quite well. So hopefully, we'll get a comment from him letting us know just how accurate this particular route is. So this is the debut appearance of this route. In fact, it's one that I have barely had for 12 hours, so yeah, it's certainly a recent addition. So we are on the Tarka Line, which runs between Barnstaple and Essex. Essex, I've been saying Barnstaple to Essex all day. Barnstaple to Exeter. Barnstaple to Essex, that's a long old run. Yeah, Barnstaple to Exeter. So for this run we will be starting at Barnstaple, and our destination, he did ask it to be Exeter St. We'll certainly stop at St. David's, but there's only 2 more stops after that, so we're going to do the entire run to St. James Park. Now, as far as the train, it's safe to say that his choice of loco is somewhat unusual for this line, to put it mildly. I think I can say with yes, a considerable amount of confidence that the Class 55 never ran on this particular route. Nevertheless, it's the loco he chose, and I've said in plenty of videos that you don't need to choose a loco that ran on whatever the route is that you've chosen, and well, that certainly is the case for this one. Now, aside from having, when I did just install a route and I quickly loaded it up to check that it was working, and then again when it came to making the thumbnail for this video, that's all I've done as far as actually runs on this route. So I've no idea how big the stations are, well, apart from Exeter St. David's, because this is the 4th route DLC that station appears in, so I've got a fair idea about that one, but not any of the others. So we're going with a relatively small train here. It's only 4 Mark II coaches on the Class 55, so yeah, that's the train we're going with anyway. As far as specifics, it is summer, it is clear, and it is 1:30 PM. So yeah, we'll be able to get some decent views of the surrounding locale. So that's the setup anyway. So let's get this up and running. And here we are. It was quite a quick loader. So here is our Class 55 at Barnstaple Station. Yeah, I'm sure they saw plenty of them there. So yeah, the station itself is way down here. Considering this is only a 4 coach train, we do seem to be a fair distance away. So yeah, that's that's how the station looks. It does look like quite a nice area actually. Okay, let's set this up. This isn't going to take a hell of a long time because there's not a lot to set up in this. It's not going to let us set instrument lights. Okay, yeah, right, no instrument lights because we can't. Actually, while we are here, let's get the passengers on. There are a couple that have got on here. There we go. Right, relatively short stop. Okay, so St James Park is just over 40¼ miles away. We won't stop at every stop. We'll stop at every other stop until we get to Exeter St David's. Then we'll stop at all 3 of the Exeter stations. So yeah, St David's, Central, and then St James Park. So right, let's get underway. So 20 mph limit as we leave Barnstaple station. Just as the second engine kicks in, we then have to throttle down. Right, into a 60 zone. Let's so I have a feeling 60 is likely to be the maximum line speed. We certainly will not be going the max speed of this loco, which is 100. I've no idea if this route is single line all the way. I'd imagine that at the majority of stations there's likely to be two lines per station, and yeah, I really misjudged that. So this is yet another freeware route, so yeah, everything we're seeing here you're not paying a penny for. It's another freeware route that is available on the DPS site, the same site as the North East England route that I've shown in a couple of videos. And the requirements for this one well, you need the European Loco and Assets pack, which to be honest comes with so many route DLCs that I think the vast majority of people watching this who own the game will already have that. You also need the Riviera line, and that's it. They are the only 2 requirements. So if you have those, you can download and install this route for your game. So Chapelton station coming up, so this is the station we're skipping. We'll be stopping at the next one. will we actually get a side view of this particular train? Not this time. We'll try that again in a bit. So here is Chapelton station. Certainly a great location, but it does have that out in the middle of nowhere sort of feel to it. We have a speed decrease coming up in just over a mile and a half. Max speed comes down to 35. That's quite the speed decrease, and there's why. So next station is Umberley, and that we will be stopping there. I've started braking way too early. Fine for the speed decrease. Long since got our speed down to 35. Just entering the 35 zone now. Umberley station now a matter of yards away. There is the platform. Again, only a single platform. I dare say it doesn't need any more than that. So here we are at Umberley station. I mean, Umberley can't really be much more than a village. The station has that, again, very much sort of in the middle of nowhere feel to it. I mean, you can clearly see the houses over on that side. But not exactly a huge amount. Anyway, onwards. So the next station is one we will be skipping. We'll get our speed up to 25 because yeah, that 25 mph limit that's fast approaching. There's no point in us going up to 35. We're in the 25 limit now, long before the yeah, we've actually passed the marker. So there we go, into the 55, let's give it some full throttle. Yeah, I mistimed the throttling down again. We are going slightly uphill. You know, 1 in 302 is not going to affect our deceleration. We're not slowing down any quicker than we would be if we were on flat ground. It certainly looks like quite the scenic area, but then you know we are cutting across Devon, so yeah, it's to be expected. Indulge myself in a proper fag, not a terrier. Or an ICOS, or whatever else you want to call it. Oh, that was close. I mean, despite the fact that, yeah, you would never see this train running on this line, seeing it here, you do kind of think, yeah, I wish it had done. So Portsmouth Arms is the next station. That's the one we are just going straight through. Sounds very much like a pub to me. Certainly not been sparing on the detail on the scenery. Looks fantastic. I'll remind you, this is a freeware route. And it's a freeware route with not very many requirements at all. You only need 2. So here comes Portsmouth Arms Station, or at least looks like quite a very small village. Here is the station itself. So whatever the next station is, we will be stopping there. Driving on this run has been abysmal. So we have another speed or max speed decrease coming up, going down to 50. Now just before the next station, which is one that we will be stopping at. So it's Kings Nimpton. Well, I haven't, but by the sounds of it, someone who may be watching this at least has heard of it. So we're fine as far as the speed, yeah, the speed limit decrease, but we're going to be braking fairly soon. Yeah, anyway, so there was never any risk of us not being able to get below that speed limit. Braking way too heavy there. Platforms on the other side this time. Yeah, quite a small platform here. Well, the last coach has made it on there. Front has overrun slightly, but that's fine because, yeah, we want to make sure that all the coaches are on the platform. So, yeah, they all are. So here is Kings Nimpton Station. Again, way out in the middle of nowhere this. It looked like most of whatever the village is was just back there slightly. This is, even by this village standards, this station is a bit out of the way. Okay, that's that stop. Straight into Maxthorpe. Entering the 55 zone. There we go. It's a shame it is only single track. It does mean that, yeah, we're certainly not going to be seeing any other trains on this run, but well, we might see one once we reach Exeter, but yeah, unfortunately not anywhere around here. Wow, sizable speed decrease coming up. Max speed is dropping down to 15 mph. So is this station Eggsford or Eggersford? I think that's one for Nicky Boone to maybe let us know. A very, very small station, but yeah, this is one that we are skipping anyway. Well, the fact that we're having to go through it at 15 mph means it would be tempting to stop there and skip the one after, but we'll stick with the plan. We're still half a mile away from the speed limit change. We really don't need to be slowing down this much. I don't quite know why the AWS ramp was so far back. Yeah, the Morpeth port's only here. I mean, admittedly, they probably didn't position it where they did, thinking that there were going to be very many Deltics running on on this line. So, yeah. I mean, if I hadn't got this request, this is a route that certainly was going to be appearing sooner rather than later. But I was thinking along the lines of class 150, 153, maybe 156. Even thought about 143, but yeah, certainly wasn't thinking 55. So here we go into the 15 zone. So we are passing a loco here. What is it? It looks like a 47. I mean, 47s are no slouches, so you know, if you've got a 47 doing the route, very staggered platforms. 47 gets underway. So, I mean, 47s are pretty powerful machines, no doubt about it. But they do not have anything like the power of a 55, and yet that 47 was pulling a much bigger train than we are here. So, pretty soon be in the 55 zone. We'll then crank up the throttle to 100%. There we go. It was good to see at that station that there were, you know, there was a passing area. It was 2 lines. Yeah, again, just too late. Really racked up a lot of speeding errors on this run. It's not been a good run, that is for sure. Certainly no shortage of great scenery on this route. And again, you know, this is free. So even if it was, you know, lacking in the scenery, you can't really complain. But the fact that it's not lacking in anything makes this a route that you really got to get hold of. And, you know, I'll repeat yet again, the requirements are really low. You need the European Loco pack, and you need the Riviera line, and that's all you need. There are some other custom assets, but they come with the route. You just install them then install the route and away you go. So Lapford Station coming up, that is our next stop. So I'm wondering if anyone can tell us why this is called the Tarka Line. I mean, obviously you hear that and you think Tarka the Otter. I don't know if the guy who wrote it, I can't remember who wrote it, was he from around this way? Or was the book set in Devon? Realise I'm putting my speed up, and yeah, we got this station coming up rather quickly. We've got to brake really hard here. We might miss this one. I don't know though. No, we're not going to miss it at all. Again, we've got, well, certainly a passing loop here. It looks like it might be a dropping off point for goods trains. There we go, right. So here we are at Lapford Station, and yeah, so this looks very much like, yeah, that's a dropping off area for small freight trains. Could be a potential class 14 run there if once I do eventually make a start on putting scenarios together. Okay, that's that stop done. Let's get back underway. It's not a good spot for that view. Yeah, still not getting the trackside camera. It really needs to be an option specifically for that view, rather than, you know, leaving it to pure luck. Will we get it this time? No. Oh, and I've speeded again. God, this is dreadful. We got a 70 mph speed increase coming up. Morchard Road Station, which we would just be going through. Yeah, I can see why the speed increase is not right here. So entering the 70 zone. And there we go, right. Managed to actually increase the speed without speeding this time. Here is Morton Road Station. I know it always sounds like I'm sort of putting down those little stations and that, but I actually do quite like them. They always look, certainly a downside, more interesting than the commuter stops that you know, within the large towns and cities. So Copplestone is the next station, which we will be stopping at. So this uphill gradient that we are currently on will certainly help slow us down. Yeah, this certainly will. So it's 1 in 103 at the moment and getting steeper. 1 in 100. Not actually slowing down as much as I would have liked. But I'm certainly not having to brake as heavily as yeah, as I would have done. It's not a fair sized station, this one. Well, certainly by the standards of the route anyway. Yeah, right, so this is Copplestone. It certainly looks nice enough. I will be rather surprised though if this is what the station actually looks like. Okay, doors are shut. Off we go. So we do have a speed decrease coming up in just over half a mile. Top speed goes back down to 55. So we'll accelerate to 55 and then that will do. Mind you, just another mile on from there and it's back up to 70 again. this downhill gradient is actually yeah, 1 in 100 downhill, so we're continuing to accelerate even with throttle completely off. So Yeoford is the next station. So that one we will just be going straight through. Ground leveled out temporarily there, as we're now into a two-line section. Wouldn't be at all surprised actually if it stays this way, so I'm fairly sure after Yeoford we've only got one more station until we are into Exeter. Actually no, it may be a few more than that. So yeah, here we are at Yeoford. So even though we have the two lines, only one of the platforms there is actually used. Speed up a bit. See, maybe we won't want to speed up a bit because we got, yeah, speed decrease down to 25 coming up, a mile and a half. So, next station which we will be stopping at, Crediton. limited the braking slightly there, but yeah, I was having to brake pretty damn hard there. So we're into the 25 zone. No idea why it is so slow here. Unless it is purely for that level crossing, which seems unlikely, but we are actually gaining speed. We're on a 1 in 166 downhill. It's now 1 in 102 and still getting steeper. Well, it says we're now back in the 70 zone, but it's about to come down to 40. There we go. But yeah, we're stopping at this Exeter station anyway, so there's not much point getting too much speed. We'll take it up to about 35. Yeah, I forgot about the downhill gradient. Okay, so yeah, here we are at Exeter Station. Again, looks like quite a nice, quite a nice place. Very short stop again. Doors have already shut, so we'll get back underway. Into a 70 zone. We'll definitely take it up to 100 here. Although we are in a 1 in 100 downhill gradient still. Probably not going to need to accelerate a hell of a lot, I'll say, and I'll still keep it at 100%. So next station is, how do you pronounce that? Exeter St. Cyrus, however you pronounce it, that's the next station anyway. I'm pretty sure that means that Exeter St David's is the next station after this one. So I did notice this station name on the route map that comes with the DLC. Because I saw that name and I was like, how the hell do you pronounce that? And it was very close to Exeter St David's. So presumably at some point between this station coming up here and the St David's station itself, we will be, even if it's only temporarily, joining the South Devon main line. Could be it there, so 60 mph limit at that point, so we won't accelerate any further. So this must be the speed restriction as we are approaching St David's. So into the 60 zone. We just passed the Morpeth board for the 40 zone, which we are fast approaching. Exeter St David's station is now on the route display. So we're fine as far as the speed for the 40 zone here, but we've really got to start braking again as it's coming down to 20. There's the Morpeth board for it. In the 20 zone, this does look like we have joined the South Devon main line. So once the entire train is on to this line. Once we're completely off those points, we can take it up to 65, although bearing in mind that we have Exeter Station, or St David's Station, fast approaching, I don't think we're going to be able to get up to full speed, especially with these further speed reductions coming up. So yeah, we'll take it up to 40. Let's continue braking, get us down to 25. There we go. So here we are at Exeter St David's, which was the end of the run as was requested, but we will continue for another couple of stations. So we've got class 43s and class 47 here. Doors, yeah, I was going to say doors weren't open. I'm sure I clicked on it. We can't really see the area too well, but yeah, take it from me, here we are at Exeter St David's. Class 43 is pulling away, and we are going to be doing the same thing. Only up to 15 mph. So Exeter Central is the next station. It's very close. Yeah, just over half a mile away. A very tight bend here. Into the 30 zone. St James Park is yeah, very close by after this, so yeah, these three Exeter stations all very close to each other. I mean, the name Exeter Central would suggest that this is the main Exeter station, but I'm sure it isn't. I'm sure St David's is the main one. I mean, look at this compared to St David's that we just left. This is yeah, much lower key much lower key station. So, right, doors shut. Onwards to the final stop of this run. It's not even half a mile away. Take it up to about 30, we certainly won't do any more than that. By the time we've entered the 40 zone, we'll be so close to St James Park that it won't really be worth doing anything more than that. It looks like a very small station. Yeah, it is. This is the smallest station of the run by quite some distance. I think we might get all four carriages on the platform, but the loco certainly not. But there we are. That was oh yeah, yeah. Those two carrier coaches were the only ones with a door opened. But yeah, that was Barnstaple to St James Park, Exeter, on the Tarka Line in the class 55 Deltic. Yeah, that was a good run, and this being a freeware route, I passed a signal of danger. I didn't even see that, and 5 speeding errors. Yeah, it was not a good run, that is for sure. Well, not as far as my driving is concerned anyway, but yeah, the run itself, that was great. It's a good line. Hopefully we'll find out if it's an accurate you know, version of the Tarka Line. But yeah, being a freeware one, you can't criticise it too much, and I mean, there is nothing there to criticise. I think they've done a great job on that. It looks fantastic. It looks every bit as good as some of the paid for route DLCs, and yeah, the requirements are very, very light. So I'll put a link in the description if you want to get this route DLC. As I've already said several times in this video, all you need are the European loco assets, which I'm sure just about everyone watching this video who has the game will have that. And you need the Riviera line. It has to be the Riviera line, not the Riviera line in the 50s. But yeah, if you got those two, that's all you need. You can go out and get this, and I highly recommend that you do so. So that brings this video to an end, and we will see you at the next one.